Hello, how are you?
Recently, I was filming while I was driving, and as I got off the road onto the turnpike, went through the toll booth, and then my turbo blew. And you can see that right here. You can see the gauge. It's very happy, and then all of a sudden it just goes. It's enough to make you want to put on your dark glasses so nobody can see you crying. Small, slight kind of explosion. Not really an explosion. More like a fart. In reality, it's just a fart. But after it happened, I was still able to drive the car. It just had horrible power and acceleration. It just wouldn't go. It's unbelievable how horrible this engine is when the turbo's not connected to it. It's just like a dog. So I did some research to see if other people were having this problem. And I really didn't find anything. So then I thought, well, what could have caused this? And then I thought the problem is that it was a single digit day. The windshield was probably even lower than that. And then I was driving around like an idiot, racing Mazdas and other Focus. Not a good plan. So I did the unthinkable. I opened the manual. So they have like one little paragraph on cold weather driving, and they have 38 pages on how to use the sync system. Do you think maybe the sync system's a little too complicated? Anyway, off my soapbox. Number one, do check the weather. It can change on you at any time during the winter. You may go out in the morning and realize that you left the sunroof open overnight. Number two, do keep the car warm if at all possible. Get an engine block heater if it sits out, but better is probably get a garage. I myself don't have that luxury. It's kind of filled. Of course, if you can't leave it in a garage, like how long should you warm up the car? Number three, don't let the car idle for more than 30 seconds. And this is a huge surprise to me. I know myself, I would go out there on winter days and leave it running for forever. Take a shower, curl my hair. When you're letting your car idle like that, all it's doing is fouling up your spark plugs with that black stuff that you see in your exhaust. And you know that stuff that's in your exhaust isn't really good for anything. Or is it?
Remember, you are dust, my man. Remember, you are dust.
Anyway, driving your car around is the best way to warm it up. However, number four, don't raise the engine until it's warm. I mean, that makes sense. But I used to think that all you had to do was wait until the temperature gauge was warm. But actually, you have to wait until the oil temperature gauge is up as well. And that can take a long time, especially on days that it's cold. As you can see here, not yet warm.
Make sure she's warm before you get on her.
And then it should look like this before you begin to start chasing Evos.
Needles erect, firewall connect.
Number five, do check the air pressure in your tires. For every 10 degrees that the temperature drops, you actually lose 1 pound of air pressure in your tires. Get yourself a good air pressure gauge, and by good I mean one that's going to match the color of your car. Also, get one of those ones with a magnet on the back. It'll allow you to check your panels, see which ones need to be changed over to carbon fiber. Right there's one that needs one. Also, get one of those ones that allow you to remove air from a tire. It'll help you get the leg up on the competition at the track when you flatten their tires. Number 6, don't use summer performance tires below 40 degrees. 40 degrees is a great temperature for your beer.
Or peach wine coolers.
At 40 degrees, summer performance tires go into a condition known as glass transition, where the tire goes from being nice and sticky to being completely slippery, just like from this Tire Rack commercial. I had an all-wheel drive Ford Fusion with Goodyear Eagle F1 performance tires on it, and I spent many winter days in my driveway just like that truck, spinning all over the place. Literally in the cold, those tires would shred away from the car as you were trying to get up the driveway. And some performance tires have been known to crack and to shred just sitting in the cold. And when I heard this, I sprang into action. I didn't want my tires shredding away unless I myself was doing the shredding at the track. So now my tires are being kept much warmer. You may not go to this extreme, but always make sure that your tires are kept warm and happy. Number 7, do be careful as the temperature drops below freezing. Even if you have winter tires, black ice is a competitor that wants to take your performance vehicle out. Also, when you wash your car during the winter, especially when it's below freezing, it can cause problems. The day I had the problem with my turbo, this was what I was doing that morning. And it was a single-digit day. All that cold water was blowing inside my motor from below for that undercarriage wash. And then I'm driving down the turnpike in freezing cold weather. All that stuff just freezes under your motor. It gets all over the belts and hoses and everything. And it just creates a problem. Number 8, do clear all ice and snow from your vehicle. And by all, I mean don't just do this. And by all, I also mean to clear off the snow from the roof as well. The other day, I had 3 inches of snow in my car. I slammed on the brakes, and then boom. The 3 inches of snow then slid down over my windshield. I couldn't see a thing, and it was too heavy for the wipers to get it off. It was a horrible situation. But I know what you're thinking. It takes a long time to clear all the snow off your car, and that brush really just ruins the finish. But I have a solution that gets around that pretty quickly. Number 9, do check belts and hoses for wear. This is very important, especially around 10 degrees, because at 10 degrees, the rubber that's in belts and hoses begins to develop glass transition, just like performance tires at 40 degrees. They begin to separate, maybe crack a little bit, so you have to check and make sure there's nothing wrong with them. And why that's important in my case is because my turbo actually didn't blow. What actually happened was the hose itself became separated from the engine. And so when the dealership called me, they said, it's really cold, it probably just fell off, we just need to reattach it. And when a dealership calls you and says you can come in right away for an appointment, you take it. And so here you can see there's my invoice, and it was completely covered by warranty. You can see that the hose came undone and the clamp was lost for whatever reason. And it was probably because of the coldness, especially me getting the car washed that morning, probably contributed to the whole problem.
Yeah, now we have turbo.
Number 10, do maintain your battery. You know, at 0 degrees, a battery has half the cranking power that it normally has. And so you have to make sure you have a good battery, change it every 3 to 5 years. And when you try and start a vehicle, and if it won't start in the winter, don't keep trying to overheat the battery. You could end up doing this. And that's not good. So anyway, the most important thing for your battery is to make sure it keeps warm. Although, you don't have to go to this extreme. In fact, I don't even recommend this.
Yeah, CJ Pony Parts sent me this Daffy Duck looking hat, but the hood struts are on back order.
Number 11, do check your fluids. One important fluid is your washer fluid, and at minus 20 degrees, it will freeze. Now you may think, I don't live in a place where it's minus 20. However, if it's 10 degrees outside and you're driving 60 miles an hour, that's minus 20 wind chill, and your windshield will look like this. The lifeblood of your motor is the oil, so you're going to want to check that all the time. Just reach under the hood there and pull that thing that looks like it'll start your mower. It should be noted that oil loses its viscosity at minus 30 degrees, which is fancy words for meaning it no longer works. So you shouldn't be driving around chasing Evos at that temperature. Actually, according to the manual, at minus 13 degrees you should not drive your vehicle. And at minus 40 your coolant stops working, but who really cares? Your oil stopped working at minus 30. Number 12, do be prepared. Get yourself an emergency kit, preferably one with flares because flares are fun. And also get a first aid kit. Get yourself a blanket, not for your battery, but for yourself. Also, get yourself a fire extinguisher, only because it'll prevent this.
Hopefully you got something out of this video that'll help you. I know it's so timely because spring's right around the corner. Tracks will be opening. But anyway, God bless.